Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is the Black Manga Critic here. You know, uh, One Piece chapter 894, y'all. Yo, man, this is not gonna be a rant or anything like that. I think I ran it enough on Twitter, y'all. I think I ran it enough in other videos. You know what I mean? Like, it's exhausting. Doesn't mean I'm not going to still do the stream. I might end up doing the stream tomorrow instead of Saturday, just because my fiance's got some writing stuff in terms of like group stuff that she's going to be doing in the apartment. So I'm going to need the apartment for the whole day. And for whatever reason, the internet in my study is kind of like funky. And I haven't got like an extender yet for that room. So most likely either I'll do the stream in like my bedroom on Saturday, or I'll try to do it sometime tomorrow after work. You know, I'll still be doing a Kingdom stream. Don't get me wrong. Kingdom is still coming out tomorrow. I'm still doing that. All right. Like I haven't been streaming this week. This week's been kind of like, hectic. So, I didn't get to stream as much as I wanted to, but I'm gonna try to like, get some streams going. I'm trying to sort of catch up on all the streams that I should have done during the week, during this weekend. So, we'll see a One Piece stream and everything like that. But I gotta take a break from One Piece, y'all. And I think it's like it's a few things, right? It's not just the manga. All right. It's not just the manga. All right, Reggie. All right, cool. Yo, Joseph Legend, let's go with it. That's good. It's not just manga. It's almost like, right. And if you want to start with the manga, if you want to start with the writing, if you want to start with those things, talking about those things just for a little bit, you know what I mean? Again, we're gonna have the stream on Saturday. We're gonna discuss this stuff. It's gonna be cool. Okay. Everybody's gonna be heard. Y'all gonna, One Piece stands will be able to stand in the video chat. They'll be able to do that. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But it's like, it's almost, it's like when you see a writer, and particularly manga, right, or comic writers, but particularly manga, and battle shonen manga, when they give you like something like the end of the chapter, right? This reveal that we got at the end of the chapter, because so many people, right, so many readers of One Piece had already assumed, there were different forms of Year 4th, blah, blah, blah. I got it. I've seen the theories. I've heard the theories. I've seen all the tons and tons of videos that people, One Piece YouTubers have put out. I've seen that stuff. Okay? We understand. We're not dumb. Right? We're not 9 years old. Okay? I even think 9-year-olds could figure some of this stuff out, honestly. And I'm saying this because like I actually like work in the K-12 system, right? In the New York City Department of Education. So that means like I've seen these kids. They're smart. They're smart kids. Smart kids. I'm not gonna talk about any of their kids because like that I'll lose my job like that. But I'm just saying kids are smart. Okay. So anytime I see some of these people, oh, I was so right about this theory, y'all. I'm like, yo, I kid you not, 10-year-olds would be able to figure out some of this stuff. 10-year-olds, okay? So don't get me started on the I must be a genius because I theorized this. No. Doesn't mean you didn't put in a lot of work. Doesn't mean some of your theories could be interesting. It means that slow your roll a little bit with the heaps of praise that you give yourself. You have to do that, okay? You got to do that, right? I'm not saying I've done all of this work or anything like that. I'm just saying the praise is a little too much, all right? We know y'all not Oda. You are not the writer. You do not conceive of some of this stuff. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I think that, like, even the way that this chapter was constructed, like, I think what bothers me most about this chapter is, again, the way almost in which maybe Oda's not doing this, but the way in which it's constructed, it's like, here's a dog treat here. Here's a dog treat there. Here's a dog treat there for the reader. So you come back. This is what you do with animals. You give them treats, right? And you condition them. So they say, oh, we're gonna get a reveal. I gotta read 5 more chapters. I gotta read 10 more chapters. I gotta see what this is about. This is right. We saw Commander Snack, dog treat. Snake Man, big dog treat. Some of these other smoothies, attack, dog treat. Dog treats, yo. And the reason why I'm saying this is because like that's how I feel about it. I like literally I'm reading these chapters and I'm like, yo, why do I care? That's the thing. I do not care about what is happening right now. I generally don't. I really don't. I really don't. I have no interest in what Smoothie can do. I have no interest in what Katakuri is doing now because we already know how this stuff is probably going to end. We know how that fight between Luffy and Katakuri is going to end. That fight has zero interest to me. Zero. It did at the beginning, right? Because you're like, yo, this is going to be interesting. We're going to see, maybe we'll see some really interesting things with the Mochi. Maybe we'll see Luffy do some really, really interesting things with Rubber. I haven't seen any of that. I haven't seen anything that I was like, yo, look at that Mochi move. That was like incredible. Like incredible. You know what I mean? Like the Mochi thing with, you know, where he sort of has like this floating Mochi and the punches come out of that. That's all right. That's cool. But I just, yo, I'm telling y'all, this is some writer handing out dog treat type stuff. Here's some stuff for you to talk about. Here's some stuff for you to be interested in. So you keep reading these chapters, even though these chapters lately, and I'm not talking about One Piece in general, y'all. I'm not talking about One Piece in general. Talking about very recently. Does not mean I hate One Piece. Doesn't mean, oh, One Piece can go, you know, sit in a garbage can. Nope, not what I'm saying. I know some people think that. I know some people are like, yo, if you talk crap about one particular chapter or a few chapters, maybe even an arc, that means you hate the entire story. I never said that. I've never ever said that. I think if you think like that, something's a little wrong. Something's a little off. You know what I mean? Like you gotta chill. You gotta chill. That's how I feel about it. I'm gonna look at the comment section in like a little bit, but like this is how I feel about it. Why do I care about Commander Snack? He been lost. He been lost to Urush. Why would I care about a dude who's lost already? What's he gonna do that's gonna interest me? Not much. Not much to move the story forward. Not much to learn more. I don't care about Commander Snack. He has zero interest in me. Smoothie. You know, and I think the thing that bothers me is that people will come to me like, oh, yo, Oda we trust, man. Just trust Oda. Trust Oda. Trust the process. Like Oda's the Philadelphia 76ers or something. Well, one, Oda's not the Philadelphia 76ers. Oda's been writing substantial work for quite some time now. Right? And the Philadelphia 76ers have stunk for quite some time now. All right? That doesn't mean the 76ers don't have like their history with Julius Erving and Allen Iverson, right? When Moses Malone came to that team, right? That doesn't mean they don't have that history. I'm saying for quite some time, the 76ers stunk. So that's when I'm talking about trust the process. Right? But I'm not going to trust the process, right? When you look at the 76ers, right? Like, and I'm switching to basketball because I think it makes the most sense. When you look at what happened with trust the process, right? That was basically a team purposefully tanking, right? Sam Hinkie purposefully tanked. He purposefully put out horrible basketball and made people pay for that horrible basketball. Right? Like he was like bamboozling people, right? And I'm not gonna say that Oda's doing exactly the same thing, right? Because I don't think Oda's like that, right? Like Oda's not Sam Hinkie. What I'm saying is that like, yo, the chapters recently haven't been good, man. Haven't been good. The writing has been, and I think the reason that I'm saying this is because I see people, they constantly tell me, yo, just wait till Oda does this thing in the future. Just wait till Oda does that thing in the future. I don't care about the future right now. The future is not right now. I care about right now. I care about the chapters that I'm getting right now, the chapters that I'm getting yesterday, and a day before that, and a day before. Like, that's what I care about. Why are people telling me about what's going to happen in the future? Why are they telling me that? Like, I don't understand the concept of things happen after a particular moment in time. Yes. That's generally how time works, right? That's generally how, like, things happen. I get it. I understand it. Stop treating me like I'm 12. Maybe, not even 12. Stop treating me like I'm 2. Not even 2, man. Not even 2. I think 2-year-olds actually get time generally, right? They understand that, there's going to be a tomorrow. Things will happen after this moment in time. Like, I get it. So I don't want to hear, man, just wait until Oda does something with that character in the future. He ain't doing nothing with that character right now. That's interesting me. Again, why are you telling me about stuff that you think is going to happen in the future? Oda hasn't said nothing about that. I didn't know you were Oda. I didn't know you were editor. I didn't know you were chilling in Japan, talking on the phone with Oda about, Oda, maybe you should change that a little bit. I didn't know that was you. I didn't know that. I'm sorry if I'm like loud and I'm coming off like, but it's like this, like I genuinely love One Piece. This is why I'm genuinely upset about this. Like, I don't want to take a break from One Piece. And all the time that I've read One Piece, but prior to this point, right, prior to like the general stuff that's happened in this arc, I've never wanted to take a break from One Piece. Not from the anime. The anime, I mean, I stopped watching the anime entirely. I just had no interest in it. And it's not because like of the quality or anything like that. I'm not really an anime watcher like that. Like, at this point, like, just like in my life, as a reader, I'm not an anime reader. Like, you could read anime because of subtitles, right? But like, generally, that's what we do. But I'm not an anime watcher right now. I'm just not. All right. And I know when I look at the concept, it's gonna be like, oh, I know it's coming. So it's not a big deal. I'm a big boy. I'll be okay. All right. I'll be totally fine. I'm good. My life's good. My life's very good, I think, actually. So I'll be fine. This is not a big deal. But I want to talk with y'all. I really want to hear your thoughts on the chapter, on what's going on, and how the writing's been. And honestly, I don't want to hear, oh well, this is good. So I want to hear how you felt about the writing and what was that? I forgot what chapter number that was, but it was like one of the worst chapters of One Piece I'd ever read in this arc. I think it was the one where like the Thunderbolt came down and it ended with Sanji talking about he was going to make the cake. Big Mama got hit with the Thunderbolt. She came back up. Nothing really happened in that chapter. There's a lot of dog treat stuff, right? This is what I'm going to call it from now on. Anytime I see something, anytime I see Oda pull like, oh, here's a little tidbit here. Here's a little tidbit there. I'm calling them dog treats because that's what they are, man. Some people gotta wake up, yo. Some people gotta wake up to that stuff. I mean, like they treats, man. They just lead. It's almost like some Hansel and Gretel type stuff. Eat them breadcrumbs. Lead them candy crumbs. It makes me sad because I wanna keep reading One Piece, but I like physically cannot get myself to be excited about it. I don't want that. I mean, I'm excited about a whole lot of other manga. I'm reading on my channel, that I've read that I've read in the past and I still think about, even though I finished. But One Piece right now, One Piece does not excite me. It doesn't interest me. I'm not interested in what's happening here. I don't care about Snake Man. I don't. I mean, I know why. Obviously, I think I've explained that, like, a lot of stuff to you, right? Because But let me check out this stuff. Let me check out who's here, y'all. Let me check out who's here so I can shout out some people, so I can talk to some people. Because I really want to talk to y'all, okay? I really want to talk to y'all. Let's see what's going on. Yo, yeah, I might actually end up the stream. I might open up the stream. I might do that. Because I feel like I gotta have a conversation with y'all. You know what I mean? Like, some of y'all I be talking to all the time. You know what I mean? So I gotta have I might have a conversation right now because, like, again, tomorrow I'm gonna have work. It's gonna be cool, but I'm gonna be tired. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not saying people can't like the chapter, right? Again, I'm not saying people can't like the chapter. I'm not saying people can't like the chapter. You can definitely love, you can love whatever you want, so long as it's not like, you know, baby killers or, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, outside of that, right? That sort of realm of like, ugh, right? You could like whatever you want. So I will never tell somebody, yo, you can't, you know, be, you can't be hype about a chapter. You can't feel how you want to feel. You can't like, nah, that to me, that's a little like ridiculous. So I'm gonna get my headphones because I gotta go find them. I'm gonna be right back, but I'm gonna go get my headphones. I'm gonna let some people into the Hangout stream, and that's what we going. That's what we gonna do. That's what we gonna do. All right. Let me just like, you know, let me. I'll be right back. All right. All right, y'all. I'm back. I'm gonna open up the stream. I'm gonna put the Hangouts link in the live chat. All right, I'm gonna put the Hangout stream in the Hangout stream link in the live chat, and we're gonna get this started. All right, we gonna have a conversation because we gotta have a conversation, y'all. We gotta talk about like we gotta be more honest. I think some people have been. You know, some people have been. Some people have been really really great about it. Not, you know, like they haven't agreed with me or anything like that, but I'm saying like people have been, I think, more honest than some about like what's going on about the like drop in quality in terms of the writing, right? The art has always been like pretty great. You know, I've never said anything about the art. All right. But like the writing, like, yo, we gotta talk about some of this stuff. Okay. This might be like an impromptu, like One Piece, like discussion stream or whatever. Whatever. I generally don't have One Piece discussion streams. You know, so it's not like me being like, oh, I gotta have a discussion room. It's more like me being like, yo, I gotta talk about this stuff because like it hurts me, yo. It hurts me as a One Piece fan to be like, all right, let's get the Hangouts link in there.
Yo,
Yo, Dustin,
what's
what is
good,
good?
bro?
What's
What's
good,
good,
man? What's
man?
going on? What's going on? I
Nothing
I,
much,
I
man.
I didn't
Huh?
get a chance to I didn't get a chance to watch your rant about the chapter.
Man.
I was like, and
What?
that was why like that was one of the reasons why I was like, yo, like I gotta read this chapter early because I was already thinking about being like, you know what, I might drop One Piece, but then I had to read the chapter and be like, all right, let's see what's going on here. Why is like Dustin ranting about this fight? What's going on? Like I needed to know, so I had to
Hey,
read the chapter early.
it's been a bad day for me, man, because everybody's been like, because everybody loved this chapter, right? And people
Mm-hmm.
has been hyping it up when the spoilers dropped, saying, man, this chapter gotta stay off the internet because this chapter is just so freaking good. And then you read the chapter, and I'm like, it's more of the same. You know what I'm saying? It's like I know I gave you like last week. I was like, you must hate One Piece. I was
No,
kind of like
but
joking.
you always joking though.
Yeah, you know,
Like
it's
I know
like,
you. I know you're always joking. So
but I mean, I feel like last chapter was better, but last chapter still wasn't like outstanding by
no,
any means.
yeah, and that's why I wanted to say that, like, cause like I felt like I was definitely like I was talking with this guy, I just like like I had a call with this guy. He was he was like, yo, let's talk about this. Like let's talk about your opinion, blah blah blah. So we talked about it, and he was and he was kind of where you are, where and I think a lot of people where they were like, oh, the chapter wasn't like whoa, but it wasn't like it wasn't trash. So I don't think the chapter was good, but I don't think it was like trash because trash is like the last couple of chapters of like Fairy Tale, like that's trash. Like that's like I'm sorry, like not the last chapter, but like the couple of chapters before that, utter nonsense. Like I don't know what was happening there. So yeah.
This chapter is just like, I like the thing that to me, like, okay, Oda, the title of the chapter was called 12:05 a.m. So it was letting you know he was gonna get to that point by the end of the chapter.
Mm-hmm.
So he moved through the chapter, right? And that's it. Like nothing really, like the only people were saying, like, oh, we got so much new information, so much this and that. The only thing we got as far as information really was the Rayleigh flashback and Luffy being able to kind of sense people's feelings, which Oda basically clearing up what he hasn't been telling us for the past few chapters, kind of telling us, okay, this is what Luffy's doing. He's not really seeing the future. He's kind of sensing how he's feeling and he's able to predict. That's fine, whatever. But the rest of the chapter is what we've been seeing for the past 15 to 20 chapters. Luffy getting his ass kicked by Katakuri. Yep. Then we go to Chiffon, and I said this in my rant. They've been saying, not only in the story, but people that's reading the story, people been saying, oh, Big Mom's gonna eat this cake, and she's either gonna get knocked out by the cake or she's gonna forget everything that happened and let them go. So we go to Chiffon and we get to the place where they're going to give her the cake, and she says, oh, we got to go further because if Big Mom eats the cake and she gets back to her normal state, she'll still be able to catch up to Nami and them. That completely contradicts what you've been saying is going to happen all these chapters. And then we get to Sanji, and he say, I'm going to save, my captain. He's still on the same, he ain't doing shit, but saying he's going to do shit. And then we get to Keiko Island, and they're still waiting for Luffy. That hasn't changed. The only thing that's different is that it's more people waiting for Luffy now. So then we get to the end of the chapter. Luffy's in a daze on the ground, and Katakuri says, is that all you got? And Luffy says, oh, that's right. I'm gonna finish this. Snake Man. Like what? If people say I'm tripping, yeah, we knew he had another transformation of Gear Force. We knew that was a possibility. I'm not denying that. But the fact that you've been getting your ass beat, you've been getting beat for 8 hours one-sidedly, and then you all of a sudden remember that you have another Gear 4 transformation, and it also just so happens that this is going to finish the fight? And people see nothing. People say, oh, you want Luffy to be Big Mom. How are you not happy? Like, bro, I want things to be done correctly. If you've been teasing Luffy getting a power-up, And then he pulls out another like if Luffy would have said, oh wait, maybe I can use this now, then that's different. But when you say, that's right, like you just remembered that you had this thing that you've had all along. You just like, oh yeah, I've been having this. Why haven't I used this yet? It's gonna end the fight. I don't know, bro. I just wasn't happy with that.
Legit. When I read this chapter and I finished it, and I saw Snake Man, and I saw like, and it's like when Luffy was like, I legitimately started like I think I was cackling. I think that's like the perfect way to describe what I was doing, because I was like, yo, are you kidding me right now? like really though? Really though? Like it was absolutely ridiculous, and I think and again, like this is the type of stuff that like I've been trying to tell people, and I've been talking about sometimes. Like I try not to rant like too often about One Piece, right? Because I only really started like doing One Piece like reactions or reviews or whatever like very recently, like this like the second half of last year, So it's people haven't seen like me get hype over all these other arcs like pre New World, post New World, like so they haven't seen me do that. They're like, oh, this guy just hates One Piece, like because I've only seen his reactions and reviews to like a handful of manga out of like of manga chapters out of the entirety of One Piece. You know what I mean? So that's what they're gonna do. But I think like this chapter, I was like, yo, like, oh, we saw Commander Snack. For me, I'm like, who cares? Like he got beat a while ago. He done. He's lost interest to me, or she, or right? Like Snack has lost interest to me. Snack is not interesting to me anymore. Like it's like I already know that someone can beat him. I already know that someone from the worst generation can beat him.
And then he still tries to make him look all mysterious, like you still don't really get to see him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like who cares? I mean, and I know that people do. People are like, oh, so we were introduced to Snack. I'm like, really? We had like a tiny panel where we could sort of see some things about Snack, but like, I'm like, this is not stuff that gets me hyped. Like stuff that gets me hyped is like Zoe. The Zoe arc was phenomenal.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. People are calling this chapter a 10 out of 10, saying it's one of the best chapters of the year. That's another problem I'm having. It's like, bro, first of all, it's only 4 chapters we got this year. So it's a great possibility that this probably is the best chapter of the year, but it's only 4 freaking chapters. And when you say best chapter of the year, that's like saying something is so amazing. And this is not that. 10 out of 10 chapters are, like I said, Raizo is safe. That's a 10 out of 10 chapter.
Yo, facts.
The Straw Hat Grand Fleet. That's a 10 out of 10 chapter.
Yep.
Robin saying, I want to live. That's a 10 out of 10. This getting more of the same, and we still haven't, like, for all we know, Snake Man might not even work.
Yep.
It might not even work, and Oda does things like that. It might not even work. And people are just going crazy. I was like, bro, like, come on. And then I was in Brago's stream earlier, and they was like, Fru was telling me like, everybody everybody likes this chapter, and you're the only one complaining about it. I'm like, bro, it's never been a time where everybody liked the chapter and you didn't like it.
Yep.
Like, come on. Or has it been a time where you loved the chapter and everybody hated it?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't mean anything.
Facts. And that's happened. That's happened a bunch of times, especially with My Hero Academia. I've had a few times, like the chapter where
oh, you got to read My Hero when you get a chance to.
Yeah, I'm gonna those I'm definitely gonna read on Monday, because like it's not as like, you know what I mean. But I'm definitely gonna read them on Monday. Definitely gonna have discussions about them on Monday. But like I remember the chapter where the chapter when Deku like started like fighting Overhaul, like to me, like not started, but like when he like wasn't 100% and Eddie did her thing, and it was like they were moving all over the place and everything like that. Like I wasn't like super hyped about that chapter, but I was like, all right, this is a cool chapter. But I wasn't like, whoa, like this is a 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 chapter. Like they didn't do that for me. But the like all the like, teacher stuff that we got recently, like that stuff was hilarious to me. That stuff was great. I love that stuff. And some people were like, whatever. But like, so like it's like to each his own in that sense. You know what I mean? I don't get on people like, oh, if you didn't like this chapter, you trash. I'm not gonna say that to nobody. But people be weird. People be weird, man. And the 10 out of 10 thing, I agree. It's like, and this is why I've been very, very like before, I wouldn't talk about I wouldn't rank chapters. I would try to avoid it. But now it's like I'm like, yo, I gotta start doing some things because I see too many people be like, yo, this One Piece chapter was a 9 out of 10. This One Piece chapter was a 9.5 out of 10. This One Piece chapter was an 8.5 out of 10. I'm like, yo, has any One Piece chapter ever gone lower than like a 7 for anybody? Like I like literally.
I don't know, but I gave a One Piece chapter like I don't know, it was like 10. I don't remember which chapter it was. But I gave it, I think it was 876 for Sanji said time to make a cake of, yeah, that's what it was. I gave that chapter a 0 out of 10. That chapter is freaking awful. You gonna go on a break talking about time to make a cake that makes Big Mom faint, like we supposed to be hype about that. Like that's supposed to get us excited to read the next chapter. Like, come on. That was so trash. It
was terrible. It was a terrible chapter. You know what I mean? But that's like, and right, it's not even like I'm saying like people stop loving One Piece, stop being, super hype about particular things. It's just like,
stop accepting BS.
Yeah. That's my thing. It's like, come on, let's go. Let's have some legitimate, not even legitimate, because that's the wrong word. Let's have some honest conversations about how we feel about some of these chapters, right? Like some of these chapters, right? Like Joseph Long said a few chapters ago, it's 4 out of 10. I probably agreed with that. I was probably like, yeah. You know what I mean? And the only thing that was like
6.
Wait, what happened?
I think it's a 6 or 7.
This one?
It was alright.
Yeah.
But it wasn't nothing groundbreaking.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a 0. Or anything like that. But I would say, it's like, it's like 5.5, 6. And I think what really got to me was that ending. It was just like, really? Like this?
Yeah, that dog treat analogy was perfect.
I
like
just
that.
Like, I'm not saying that like, and it's weird because I'm not trying to say that like people are dogs, right? Because people aren't dogs, people are people. But I'm saying that it's like, people have things that they have been conditioned to be like, yo, I gotta have that, right? So some people it might be addiction, whatever, right? Some people it might be cigarettes, some people it might be alcohol, some people it might be, candy, whatever, sugar, right? And it's like to like some One Piece readers, some of these like panels and some of these particular events, right, are like that, where they're just like, yo, I gotta stay in it for more, like I gotta keep reading this chapter so I can see where this little panel is going.
Yeah, and it's like everybody's like, oh, it's the Snake Man. Everybody gotta be hyped about it. It's a Snake Man. Like, oh, it's a new thing. Like we're supposed to be hype about this, so we're all hyped about this. And what you're not like, bro, like, no, it just wasn't, it didn't feel natural. It felt so out of place. The way is like what? And now he's supposed to finish it off. And then the reasoning that people are giving as to what it's going to be doesn't, to me, sound like a finisher. Like they're saying maybe it has to do with his observation hockey and he's going to be like a snake and be able to evade Katakuri more. And I'm like, okay, but if you're looking at the logic of the story, Luffy Gear 4th has a time limit, so he's going to Gear 4th. He's already beat up badly, and he has a critical wound, so he's going to be even more pressed for time in this form. So him going to an attack that's going to be more evasive, that's going to be prolonging, if anything. So that doesn't sound like a finisher. So that doesn't sound like that's what that's about to be, especially when he said, "I'm going to finish it now." So I don't know.
Yeah, and I think like this kind of leads me to like another thing that I've just been thinking about. Is like sometimes people will they'll just like they will like set like they'll say something to have like a particular like idea or whatever. They're like, oh, maybe it'll be this, but the way that they say it, the way that they present the idea, that's like it's fact. They're like, yo, I've been like they sound like they legitimately have been talking with Oda or his editor or somebody that Oda knows, somebody close. his wife. I don't know, but they be
exactly
like that, yo.
I mean, it be so many times I be talking to people. I be like, bro, you are saying it like that's a fact. Like you're not saying it's a fact, but the way you're saying it is like this is a fact. Like that is, but it's not factual. And in the next chapter, you could be proved to be completely wrong. Yeah. And then you're just gonna skip over it, like, oh, okay, well, this is another thing I'm gonna say that's fact. Okay, that wasn't true, but this is for fact. Like, come on, bro. The only person that deserves any credit today is some guy on Twitter who actually called out in September that Luffy was going to have a new form and it was going to be called Snake Man. He said that verbatim, so he gets credit. But everybody else is like trying to pick out little pieces of, oh, I was right, pal. Like any little thing they could be right about, they want to take credit for it.
Yeah,
like one dude was saying, "Oh, I was right. I said Luffy was gonna have a new transformation." I'm like, bro, everybody when Tank Man, everybody said Luffy might have another transformation to Gear 4. What are you talking about? Like everybody just trying to be right. Like, come on, man. And people try to say, "Oh, you're just mad because your Big Mom theory is impossible." I'm like, for one, if anything, looking at what's going on, this is helping my theory. I'm not mad because I feel like my theory is still gonna happen. I'm mad that the way that this is happening. I didn't want things to go this way. I don't want him to be like, oh, I forgot that I had another form and here it is. And he's like, no, like he's supposed to get stronger. This is not him getting, I mean, I still got to wait and see exactly what it is. But the way it's being presented to me at this moment, it doesn't get me excited.
Same. Yeah, same. And like, right. And like Jordan, right? Jordan Williams, yo. Shouts out to Jordan Williams. Shouts out to everybody in the stream. I don't know if I did that, but like shouts out to everybody in the stream. I want to make sure I do that because y'all are awesome. Love y'all. But like, right? What Jordan Williams said, he says, I hate when people say use your brain. That's one of those things that really gets to me. I think to a few other people. Hold on, who joined through? Who came through? Who that? Hello? Oh, he muted his mic. Okay. All right. But I it bothers me. You know what I mean? When people are like, oh, you're not thinking about this hard enough. You like almost as they say, like, you don't have the capacity, you don't have the tools necessary to analyze, manga or piece or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like, I've seen you do that extremely well often. You know what I mean? I've seen you, Dustin. You've been talking about the stuff. You've laid stuff out. You've pointed to chapters. You've pointed to instances. And I'm like, yo, I don't understand it. Well, actually, I do understand it. And I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not gonna stay on this for too long. But I think like, and even for me, right? Because it's like I come into I started this channel. I'm just a dude. People don't know who I am, right? They just, like some people are like, oh nah, he tripping. He just mad. I'm like, no, like, dude, I graduated with a BA in English literature, in Victorian children's literature. I read children's literature, similar stuff to One Piece for years. Then I was in a doctoral program for 3 years. And then I left to become a public school teacher because I was like, this is what I want to do. I don't want to do that. So don't come to me like I can't analyze literature. Like I don't have the skill set. Like I'm just some random dude, who don't know what he's talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly how to do it. And I was doing it professionally for a while. So,
and I agree with you were saying about like people like getting so hyped off of being like right. Like when kids can figure this out. And it's like, I want to be right, but not because I think I'm a genius or a mastermind that my theory is right. I want to be right because everybody's been telling me for a year how stupid I am and how wrong I am. So I just want to be right for the sake of that. Like it's to the point where it was just something that I naturally thought the progression of the story was going, but now it's like, okay, now I want to just shut you guys up because y'all been killing me about this, yada yada yada. But I get what you're saying. Like it's people that just want to be right so they can say how smart they are. When it's like some things it's obviously pointed out that things are going to go that way. Like it's they're giving it to you so you think that this is how it's going to go, or you see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yo, go ahead, man. Yo, Shay, what's going on, man?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Gotcha.
Oh, I didn't realize y'all can hear me, man. No, actually, I popped in on Twitter earlier, Dustin. That was me talking about the other way you could look at how Luffy said, that's it. I just wanted to pop in because I listen to Manga Critic all the time now, and I listen to Dustin all the time. I listen to Bragg all the different stuff.
Appreciate you.
Cool, man.
I'm actually stepping
Definitely
on.
Appreciate it.
Showing my face and whatnot. I'm also the same dude that was on your stream talking about Ty that one time after you interviewed Ty. So putting the face to the birds. But with this chapter, yeah, it's not the best chapter. I'll agree with that for sure. But I did enjoy it. It really gave a lot of backstory that people have been asking for as to the different versions of observation. And the biggest thing that we can take out of it is the fact that we are about to get next level for Luffy. It's another dimension to Luffy, and we've been asking for that because we've been like, how the hell is he going to beat Katakuri? Like, there's no way he can beat him if like Gear Fourth couldn't hit him, and we've been like, oh well, if he gets the observation, then finally he'll hit him with Gear Fourth. Yes, he hit him with Gear Fourth 10 chapters ago finally, and then Katakuri's like, nah, play. I got this still. I'm still going to calm down and still be able to deflect and dodge and do everything else to your power. So now he's bringing a new form that is apparently focusing on his observation from all aspects. It's the eye colors differently. That's one of the things I was listening to Tekken earlier, and he mentioned that the eyes are different than all the other Gear Fourth forms. So that's another hint that it could be observation. Now, with him being more capable of sensing, being more in tune with Katakuri's personality, especially with Katakuri's personality change over the past couple chapters, and now he's falling in more into the type of fight that Luffy excels at. So I just think it's going to be good in the long run. I've
seen that eye change, but that's when he was still forming. Because if you look at the end of the chapter, it goes to the same as Gear 4's Bounce Man. I could be wrong about that, but I seen like it looked like it was squiggly at first when he was changing, and then at the end of the chapter when it's close up on his eyes, it looked like how the normal one looks. But I got to look at it again.
Yeah, it has this little like angle thing. Like if you look at Orochimaru, his eye paint, how he's his whole thing is snake, and it's like angled in. That's what it starts to look like. So I mean, it could be a situation that once he fulfills the transformation, it's almost like a blind transformation where he closes his eyes and then all you see is snake eyes, and he reacts to everything that Katakuri is doing. He's able to counter. Because remember, that's when he first started, his ability to counter was what was catching Katakuri off guard. And that was what Katakuri mentioned. He's like, man, every time I do something, he's actually like countering it, like as I'm doing it. Right after he does it. Because, Luffy's always been that instinctual, Shin type a character. So it's kind of cool to just watch. I'm just excited to see what's going to happen next. And it's just fun watching you guys like really break this stuff down, and I just wanted to stop in and just listen, So I appreciate you letting me talk.
No problem, man. I mean, I've always said this. One of the probably the main reason why I started this channel was because I wanted to talk to people. Like that was the main reason about manga and about anime and whatever. Like I wanted to talk to people, and I've gotten that, and I'm extremely happy about that. And like, the more this channel grows, more happiness comes into my life. So, it's a win-win for me.
Facts.
But yeah, I mean, right. And again, so I'm going to try to, I don't know. I feel like, where was I going to go? I know I was going to go somewhere. No, Dustin mentioned something before you started talking. I can't remember what it was.
My bad.
No. It's not your fault. No, what you said, everything you said was cool. Like, and this is another thing, right? Like, I don't want to just, make a video, right? If I just wanted to make a video and put my opinion out there and blah, 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 I would have just recorded it, and then I would have put it out there, and then I wouldn't have had to talk to anybody, and then whatever, right? True. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna. I want to have these conversations. That's why I always make sure that's why I kind of switched to streaming, because I was like, hey, people want to pop in, they can pop in whenever they want, so I can talk to people. I could think about how I've been thinking about things, and bounce them off, the opinions of others and stuff like that. So already I've sort of shifted from like, okay, like, last chapter wasn't trash, but I didn't think it was very good. So in this chapter, yeah, I think this chapter was definitely was weird because it's right aesthetically, it looks kind of better than the last chapter, right? Like there's a lot there. There's a lot of stuff, right? But again, like dog treats, right? It's like here's a little thing, here's another little thing, here's another little thing to get people talking. And it's almost like Oda's more acutely aware of the community, right? Of like these online communities. He has to be. I like there's no way that Oda is not aware of like, you know, these Reddit communities and YouTube communities and all that stuff. He has to be.
Or somebody close to him.
Mm-hmm. You know, so it's like, and I'm not saying that he writes for that, but it's like writers are very much so aware. Like, and I talk to a lot of writers. Writers are very aware of like social media, their fans that are out there, that they're talking about the stuff that they're writing. They definitely know. You know, so at some level, you know, it might be subconsciously they try to like, you know, tweak things to kind of not big things in story, but like little things, you know. So it's like if I put it and organize it in this way, and I put this thing here and put that thing there, it draws interest. It doesn't even have to be for those online communities. It could just be for readers, right? Like Oda could just be writing in that way, that particular way, for readers to build anticipation. Which is like, I get it. You want to build anticipation, but it's like, right, this stuff right here, this is almost insulting.
Yeah.
Like to me, like it's like, yo, like Oda, we've seen so much better. We've seen so much better. We know, and we've seen that on a consistent basis. That's what's really getting to me, right? Because some people will be like, oh, you know, it's all right. It's just, you know, it's not like Oda's always been consistent. I'm like, Oda's been pre New World. Oda, like that was probably the most consistent I've ever seen a writer be, in terms of greatness. Then like consistent, like every arc had some heat. You know what I mean? And the arcs were enjoyable. But I'm gonna stop there. Because I want to hear what y'all guys think.
Yeah, it's just basically the same. It's just like, man, this chapter was just, let's keep it real. This chapter was all right. It's not a 10 out of 10 chapter. It's not the best chapter of the year in the way that we mean it. Like, it may be the best chapter because it's only 4 chapters that came out this year. You can say that, but to say like it's the best chapter of the year from a standpoint like, oh, this was just so amazing. Like, nah, this chapter was all right. It's nothing new happened. It was a setup chapter. Basically, if anything, it was another setup chapter, and maybe next chapter would be better. I hope so. But it was all right. It wasn't trash. It wasn't, but it was all right to me personally. Yeah. You know, I'm glad that some people enjoyed it, but my bad, bro.
No, you're good. It's to me, it's this kind of situation where the pacing of this chapter was so accelerated that it kind of it's like getting a shot of adrenaline. Like everybody, like last chapter was cool. It was exciting because we finally got a whole chapter about the fight. But then this chapter was like everything, but it was the pacing that a lot of people was asking for, and they feel it, and you're kind of sensing the end, and so that energy, that drive is really making people like hype it up that much more.
And I do agree with you, but what I think people think that, okay, we're getting an end, so they're getting happy. But then what if this arc goes on for another 20 chapters?
That'd be good for your bet, right?
Huh? No, not even that. I'm just saying, what if it goes on for 20 more chapters and people are going to start going back to the complaining, start again, like, oh, why is this arc not over? Yeah, they're like, oh, okay, this arc must be ending now because we're getting accelerated and it's getting close to 1 a.m. But the last time when people thought the arc was ending, when the cake fell, and everybody was happy then. It was like, oh yeah, the cakes fell, we're about to leave. And then it went on for 20 more chapters. So now it's like, oh, okay, look, we about to beat Katakuri. Everybody's going to Keiko Island. It's about to be over in 4 chapters. And then what if we go on for 20 more? It's like, you got to be looking at the story for what it is and not for what, like, you're like just trying to rush it. Like, you got to look at what's actually going on in the plot and what still has to be addressed and enjoy it that way instead of just trying to rush the story and don't really care about how Oda gets on with it. You just want him to get on with it. Because because a lot of people don't really like this arc as a whole. So a lot of people are just kind of happy that we're getting to a conclusion. Like, people just want to get out of this arc. I think that's why a lot of people are just like happy with these recent chapters because they feel like it's, like you said, like it's getting closer to an end.
Okay. Now I'm laughing a little bit because I remember like when I first started hearing you, Dustin, on Brago's stream, and the big argument was that you wanted Luffy to beat Big Mom. And that was because you think that the story should be coming to a close, and everybody's like, "Man, you're rushing the story. Why are you rushing the story? It's a long form story. So it's just kind of funny. Not like I'm not trying to be like combative. I'm just like mentioning it right now because it's just funny to me. But yes, it's one of those things where people are reading too much into the story. Let the story play out. We wanted it to end when the cake fell. That would have been awesome. That would have been a great like that would have made this chapter, this arc really awesome. But then look at all the stuff that we got after that, all the different lore that we got after that. We got extra hardening on hockey. We're getting deeper into observation. We got like people like really stomp on Sanji for his cooking skills, but we never understood. Would not have known he was this capable of cooking. Like we understand he was good, but to just smell something and recreate it with practically zero ingredients, like it's not a combat feat, but for Sanji, it's a feat for his skill set. We got additional skill. Introduction to all the other kids. We got so many other things that have come about from the progression of the story that if you are a true One Piece fan, which I've become, albeit recently, I wasn't not necessarily somebody from the very, very beginning, but listening to you guys and reading it myself, I really started to get into it. I'm just enjoying the fact that I'm getting these bits and pieces of the stories that a lot of other people, other authors will just neglect to give you. They'll just, oh, well, this happened and then move on. Oh, this happened and moved on, and then you got to continue. Yeah.
See, I want to address that earlier, what you brought up. See, the difference in what I'm saying from what I said then, and it's not changing what I said. I never wanted or thought Luffy was gonna be Big Mom because I'm ready for One Piece to end. The reason I thought Luffy was gonna be Big Mom because of the plot points and the foreshadowing that Oda had put at the end of Zou.
Okay.
Which led me to believe that Luffy was gonna solo Big Mom. And I thought that was just what everybody saw. And then when I got into the community and people were so rejective of the idea and just like, no, there's no way that can happen. There's no way, that's impossible. That's moving the story too fast. I'm like, then when they start saying that, I'm like, you realize that the story has to end at some point. And this story won't end. Like these people that we're facing, we have to beat them in order to get, like, these Yonko that we're facing are not the final villains of the story. So we have to get through these people at some point, and Oda are giving them to us right now. And he's putting things in their possession that we also need to get to the final island right now. So that's letting me know that he's taking steps to get to the end of the story. So it's not the same thing as where it's like, oh, I want the end of the story like right now. It's because I see, like what I'm saying, my point is people need to look at the plot points and look at the story and where it's heading, and not just like people are rushed. Like people want the end of this arc to come and they don't care how it happens. They just want the arc to hurry up and go. Some people legit wouldn't care if we just left Whole Cake next chapter.
That would be funny. That'd be
That's
wild.
what I'm saying. Like people don't even they don't care how it's wrapped. They just like, if we left Whole Cake next chapter, people will be celebrating that it's over and be ready for Wano.
Let's go see the Tontadas in the Reverie.
Yo, yeah. I thought, yo, and that was another thing that made me laugh. Like when I finished reading the chapter, I was legitimately more interested in the cover story panel than the chapter itself. Like, you know,
I never read cover stories, bro.
I was like, yo, my boy Leo, it's good. Like, I was like, what's going on? The Reverie? Like, and
it was the Tontadas,
you know. And I know a lot of people don't like the Tontadas, but I like the Tontadas. Like, I do. I can't help it. Like, that's just how I feel about it. You know. And I get, like, you know, people are like, I'm not feeling the Tontadas or whatever. I understand that. Me, I like the Tontadas. They were interesting. They were funny. They added like a bit of like the Tontadas were like a great representation of Dressrosa as a whole. It was like the Tontadas could be really cute and funny and interesting, and they can make jokes and blah, blah, blah. But they were like, but under all of that was like despair. You know what I mean? Like despair. Like they were like a really great representation of the Dressrosa arc as a whole, of the state of the country, of everything like that. That's how I feel about it. Like I could legit, I feel like if I had to make a video about like how the Tontadas are like a metaphor for Dressrosa, like I could do that. But I'm not gonna do that because I don't have the time. But I was more interested in the cover story, stuff. You know, because like the Reverie is something that I'm really, really invested in. Right, and I'm thinking about, and I'm super, super hyped for. Yo, what's going on?
Oh, it just went quiet.
Yeah.
I'm here.
I said what I chat.
I'm just gonna wonder, like, if anybody else wanted to come through into the stream. I just wanted to like put my thoughts out there, because like I and again, like, I'm just gonna take a break, right? I don't know how long it's gonna be. That's why it's indefinite. It's like I don't know. It's like maybe it'll be 5 chapters, maybe it'll be 10 chapters. I don't know, but I think this is what I wanted to move on to. Like, I think there are a lot of people that are like super One Piece fans, and like almost like I'm not gonna say they don't read like a ton of manga or anything like that, because I don't want people to be like, oh, I read 500 manga or I read 1,000 manga. Like, who cares? But it's like they almost present themselves as if One Piece is like their entire world, which I understand for like channel purposes and stuff. I get it, but it's also just like, yo, I can take a break from One Piece because there's all this other stuff that I'm reading, that I'm enjoying. Like, there are quite a few manga that I'm reading right now that I'm enjoying way more than One Piece. Right? Sometimes because it's shorter, it's in sort of like its beginnings, but some manga are just short. Some manga like are clearly going to be short manga and they're awesome. Or some manga have been completed already and they're also short and they're like wonderful. You know what I mean? Like, they're just as good as One Piece. Like, they have just as much quality. Like, but whether it's the art, the story, whatever, I don't know. That's why I feel like it shouldn't be a big deal to say you're gonna take a break from a manga. Like, that's 4 or 5
series. It's 4 or 5 series in Jump right now that's been better than One Piece for chapters.
Yep, and that's something that, like. No, go ahead, Dustin.
No, I was just saying that's it. In my opinion, I was just saying.
And it's facts. Like, I've seen that. Like, I've actually seen like I've read quite a few. Like, right, and like I would say we've read, because like we've been talking about this in other streams. We've been saying like, yo, Promised Neverland, that's been kind of curve stopping. One Piece chapters recently. I'm waiting
on that chapter to drop right now, man. They tripping. People say it's fire. I'm like, man, where is it at?
That's why I switched to Mondays, because I couldn't really do like the whole waiting for chapters thing. And also just like time constraints. Like this, like I had a lot of stuff. Schedule wasn't really set up for like me just kind of like sitting around waiting for like Scanlation site to post stuff. But what's going on, yo? What was it? Sheridan? Did I say that right?
Yeah, Sheridan. But you can call me Shay or
Shay?
what? Yeah, Shay, man. You can call me Shay.
Right, cool.
You ever heard of Origin?
Nah. I mean, actually, I might have heard of Origin, but I haven't read it.
It's on Jaimini's box, man. I really like it because I like stories that are like science based, and they give you the details, like the actual like intelligence behind why certain things are happening. And it really goes into the characters' minds. So his Origin is basically this manga where this guy created, I think, like 7 human-like robots, and nobody else knows about these human-like robots except the robots themselves. So you have like 6 who are like homicidal, and you have 1 who is trying to be on the side of the humans. And you're in the mind of the one who's trying to be on the side of the humans. He has to get a job. He's trying to like live 3 different lives. He lives like a black market life. He lives like a day job life, and he's also trying to be the savior of the human race at the same time. And it's really cool. It's in this box. That's where I found it, and it's only I think like 32 chapters in. It's short so far, but it's really dope. The art is amazing. Like, the art is really freaking good.
All right, so I will check it out.
That's something to check out.
I might have to start doing I might have to start a readathon for that, because that sounds really good. Like, that sounds like something like, okay, I want to read that. I want to check that out. Like, I have to, So, have you checked out Dr. Stone on Weekly Shonen Jump? Like how far did you get to? Like where are you at now?
I read the latest chapter, and then like I read like 3 chapters before that, and then like when it first came out, I read like the first 5 chapters. So I've kept tabs on it. I know that now they have people who, I don't want to spoil anybody, but yeah, I understand what's going on right now. But I haven't really gone back and said, okay, I'm going to read the whole thing. That's kind of like how I am. Like, if I have a slight interest in something, I'll read bits and pieces of it just to keep tabs on it. And then if a really good chapter comes on, then I'll go back and like get the whole history.
Yeah, Dr. Stone was average to me, but I seen the title of the chapter today, and it made me like want to get back into it because that was kind of an interesting title.
Yeah,
it's weird. Like it's.
I haven't read. No, go ahead. What were you gonna say? Go ahead, man.
I was saying it was weird because like it said like the end of chapter 1. I'm like, wait a second, that's not how normally it's discussed. It's like end of an arc, but the end of chapter 1, and like
it said the epilogue of chapter 1.
Yeah,
that's really interesting.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I never seen nobody do that. Like, it's 45 chapters in, they're doing an epilogue for the first chapter. That's weird. Like, what?
Yeah,
that's interesting. And it yeah. Oh man, I can't wait till Monday. I'm gonna be. I still have to react to a whole bunch of other chapters. I might not react to them. I don't know. Because
I kind of respect that you wait till Monday, because a lot of people be like, oh, should we, Shonen Jump, they should just move the releases to Monday so we get all just instead of. But you just like forget it. I ain't waiting on nobody. I'm gonna just move myself to Mondays. So that's dope.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
It differentiates your brand, man. Yeah, it makes your brand special.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is like I think at least when I'm thinking about sort of like the brand, probably the two biggest things, at least for my brand, is making sure is being inclusive, representation, all that stuff. And just like streaming, and having readathons. Like I call them readathons, right? So it's just like I'll pick a manga up, and I'm like, someone will suggest it to me. So I'll just for like a week, for like any given week, I'll have like every day I'll just have like a manga like set up to react to that day, and I'll read it, and I'll read as many chapters as I can, and then I move on to the next one the next day, and that's basically what I do. Some mangas are kind of staples because they're very long. Like Kingdom, the Kingdom readathon is probably the most popular of those.
Yeah, I kind of wish you would just catch up on stream so you could be caught up. I know you like to do it in the read. Hey, Matt been streaming for a while. I want to see what he talking about, bro.
Yeah, I might. You know what I might do? I might try to hop in there. So I might end this.
Yeah, I'm opening it up. I want to see it.
And then I'm gonna try to hop in there and see what Matt's talking about.
Yeah, because I know he really loved the chapter, and I know y'all was going back and forth Twitter the other day.
Yeah. I mean, I think we kind of knew where it was gonna go, and I think both of us didn't want to do that on Twitter because Twitter is kind of like a weird place to have
everybody watching
argument. Yeah. And it's hard. It's kind of exhausting. It's actually more exhausting to argue on Twitter and to type up all that stuff in tweets than just to have a conversation and to have an open live stream and everything like that.
My boy Edric out here making videos.
Yeah, I heard.
All right, bro. I'm gonna see you. Thanks for having me, bro. Hey, nice meeting you, Shay.
Yo, Sombra. Yo, later, Dustin.
Yo, can you guys hear me? All right.
Yeah, I can hear you. I was about to end the stream, but I'll let you. Would you get you for a little bit?
Oh no, man. I'm just here to say I'm happy that people stopped taking that Oda placebo. And people been circuit jerking the past couple of chapters nonstop. I don't get it. Listen, just because he's been giving us subpar work these past couple of chapters, for you to jump out the window and be like, yo, 10 out of 10. When has the grading scale for One Piece gotten so low to the point where everything is just a 10 out of 10? It feels like a cop-out at this point. It feels like you're apologizing for the series and you're looking for any little thing that you can to go ahead and bring people over to your side as far as commentating the series is concerned. You're just trying to usher in new fans. Honestly, let's be honest. This is probably the most inconsistent arc that Oda has written as far as the New World is concerned.
Yeah, I agree.
With Dressrosa, even though it was tedious, it was still consistent tedious. It was consistent tediousness.
Yeah, and there were quite a few things going on, right, at the same time that were important, right? Besides the battles, right? There was also hey, we gotta free all of these toy slaves. There was so much stuff that was it wasn't just Luffy versus Doflamingo. It was the revolutionaries are here, they doing their thing. Frank is doing his thing, Usopp's doing his thing. There was so much going on, and so in some ways it kind of had it didn't have to be tedious, but it had to be. I think it had to be nearly as long as it was. They had to show all that stuff. And I appreciated that. When I reread Dressrosa, I was like, yo, this is actually pretty dope. I really like this. I really like that arc. When I reread it. But Whole Cake Island just feels really odd. Whole Cake Island is I don't know. Like, I'm just not like, I don't know. Like the first half, I was like, yo, I'm in it. I'm reading. I'm having a good time with this. I'm reading the chapters. I'm loving it. I'm in it. And the second half, like, if I can call it a second half, I guess, is like, I'm not feeling it. Like, and it's not that there hasn't been anything particularly interesting, right? It's just that, like, generally, I'm not really feeling the second half.
Honestly, I think that this whole Snake Man power up was just Oda's way of copping out of the fight. Like, he made sure that he put a limiter on Katakuri, and but to give Oda some credit, the reason that I think that that Luffy hasn't used Snake Man up until this point is because I feel like it's something he hasn't perfected. The only cop out that I can afford to give this man this arc, I will give him no other. But as far as Snake Man is concerned, I can argue that with Snake Man, Luffy may not have perfected it. So because of Katakuri's weakened state, he probably feels like this may be the best time to land a technical hit. Because every other form that we've seen from him has been all power. This one, if you guys want, you guys can check out the video on my channel. Not trying to, like,
no, it's cool. No, don't worry about it. I like, look, I'm not right. Like it'd be like, I think it's just weird when people are like, nah, you can't advertise on my video. I'm like, that's weird. Like, it's like, just, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, this ain't no competition. Like, at least not for me. Like, it ain't no competition.
I mean, it's still like a common courtesy thing, you know, like if just a random Joe Schmo comes and plugs your stuff under your channel, it's kind of a thing.
That's true. I mean, like, I think, well, yeah, that's true. But like, I mean, like, one, you know, like, you've been on my channel enough. Like I generally, like, you know, like, you a cool dude. Like, so I have no problem if you want to plug your stuff, like, whenever. You don't have to ask or anything. But like, yeah, like, you're right that, like, yeah, I should probably be like, yo, I don't know who you are. Like, why are you plugging your stuff?
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right.
But hey, you still doing that the One Piece critique stream tomorrow?
Oh yeah.
Not tomorrow, Saturday.
No, Saturday. If anything, it's not gonna be like, I'm not gonna be like in my living room doing it. I'm probably gonna be in my bedroom doing it, just because the internet's still very good in there, and like my fiance is gonna be, you know, taking up the living room space, you know, and probably to study a little bit too, just like doing a lot of like writers like stuff. So yeah, I'm still gonna do it tomorrow. I'm still gonna do the Kingdom stream tomorrow, and I'm gonna do that One Piece critique stream tomorrow. It's gonna be hype. I'm gonna be energized tomorrow, man. I'm gonna get out of work, come home, and do both. I'm probably gonna do the Kingdom stream first, because I want to have as much time as possible for that. I'm gonna do the Kingdom stream first. It's probably gonna be like at 4:30. I want to say it's probably gonna be at 4:30 tomorrow. I'm gonna start it then, and then after however long that stream lasts, then I'm gonna do the One Piece critique stream. So, you know, I don't know how long the Kingdom stream will last, but, you know, I'm definitely gonna do the One Piece stream after that, if I can. If not tomorrow, then like Saturday. You know, but most likely, I'm gonna do the Kingdom stream tomorrow, and then I'm gonna do the One Piece stream in my room, my bedroom, on Saturday. That's what I'm gonna do.
Hey, but like, honestly, I think the main issue with One Piece is like the best way to like correlate the whole like example I'm trying to give. Let's think of like boxers. Let's think of boxers, for example. Mm-hmm. There's a different energy that you have when you're the challenger in a boxing match instead of being the world champion. One Piece has become the world champion, and they have not had their title contested at any point in time like they used to when Naruto and Bleach were around. Which is why I feel like Oda has gotten lazy with his writing. Hey, and feel free to come at me, bro. I have a channel now. Leave all the dislikes, all the comments, all that good stuff. The reason I feel like Oda's gotten, like, he's put out so many subpar chapters, the reasoning for that is because he's just gotten comfortable. He knows that no one else in Shonen Jump at this point in time can touch him and all of the success that he's had as far as the series is concerned. But you still have to have that same energy as far as wanting the series to improve, like you had back in Alabasta, like you had back in Marineford. Let's be honest, as far as the new world, Oda has been using a lot of cop-outs, and he's been stretching out a lot of things that he doesn't have to buy himself time to figure out how he's going to take the narrative forward. Like, for example, Snake Man didn't have to be introduced this way. The equalizer for Katakuri and Luffy didn't have to be set up that way. Katakuri shouldn't have had to injure himself for Luffy to be able to beat Katakuri. There were other ways that Oda could have written the narrative to actually make these fights more fluid and make a lot more sense, honestly, because this fight just kind of seems like just a cluster of a whole bunch of things and a whole bunch of like standard shonen tropes. No new flips on these shonen tropes, no changes in the nuances. The exact same shonen tropes that we've seen time and time again. And you can excuse series like Yu Yu Hakusho just because they did it first. They did it first, and we are like so far ahead for you to compare a shonen trope that was used in a series like from the 1990s.
90s, yeah.
From the 1990s, and that's the benchmark that we're using now as far as like how we structure our literature. I'm just saying, we have to keep Oda accountable, because if we don't, then One Piece will become a mediocre series. And anybody who thinks otherwise, if you think that just being apologetic for One Piece and not giving the proper critique is the right way to take this, then you're on crack, bro. Like, you're on something. Because you're never going to get the series to go to the point that you want if you don't critique the writer. It's not a slide on the series. It's a slide on Oda, because this is an incomplete series. How are you going to give the title of the greatest manga in the world to a series that isn't complete and the writer is making lazy mistakes? And if you think that a lot of the things that Oda has done are not lazy mistakes, again, bro, you're on crack. Go to rehab. You need help.
So basically, like, Katakuri is Oda's Madara. He's overpowered.
So generic, and I don't know why it seems so generic. Like, don't get me wrong, in Whole Cake Island, there's a lot of great moments and a lot of great parts, but the stuff taken away from it is still taken away from it, and you can't discount that just by looking at the good things. That's like looking at all the good things in your life. Yeah. It doesn't matter that my rent's late. Doesn't matter that I forgot to pay the light bill. We're still on trucking. I found $20 yesterday. That's good. That's 10 out of 10, right? You can't equate those types of things to the things that are bad in the arc. You have to keep them accountable.
Nah, man. I mean, and
that's description.
Exactly. And I think, like, I was thinking about what was that manga? I think it was called Kochikame. It was like serialized for like what, like 40 years or something like that. 30 years, 40 years, something like that. And like even that manga adjusted. You know what I mean? Like it said, you know what? People using smartphones now. Can't have them bricks. Can't have characters holding them bricks to their ears. You know what I mean? Like just little things like that. Like little things that say like I acknowledge that times have changed. And like the ways that we tell stories have changed. And like you know what I mean? Like the ways that like battle shonen have changed. And it's like you cannot in 2018 pull some of the stuff that this chapter pulled. I'm sorry. Not for me. Not for me. And not for a lot of people, I think. A lot of people are like, yo, what was going on with this chapter? And I mean, and right, again, it's not to say you can't like a chapter. I'm not gonna tell people, yo, you can't like that chapter. You can't like that chapter. You can't feel
call
good.
It a 10 out of 10.
It's like 10 out of 10 is like, that's important, man. Right? It's like Dustin rattled off some grades, right? Robin was like, I want to live. That's an amazing chapter. That's an amazing moment. The panels in that, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, what else?
Yo, when Shanks came in to stop the war? That was 10 out of 10.
I remember reading that and I was like, like I had my laptop. Well, it wasn't my laptop. It was my brother's laptop. Shout out to you, Reg. Right? And like, I was sitting on the floor and on my carpet, on floor in my parents' apartment. And I was like, bruh, like I tilted over onto my sides, like laughing uncontrollably because I was like, that was so hype. You know what I mean? Like that's 10 out of 10, right? Because Kobe was doing his thing. I was like, Kobe, you my dog. I love you. Like I love Kobe to the death because of that chapter. For that one chapter, I love him to the death. You know what I mean? So it's like stuff like that is 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? Sanji baking a cake, that's not a 10 out of 10. I love baking. I like seeing like the baking process. That's cool. But everything outside of that, outside of them actually showing the baking process, I don't care about.
BMC, how is it exciting to see a character do some shit that we've seen about the whole damn story? I'm not saying it's a 10 out of 10. Nor am I saying it's necessarily exciting, and nor that I'm not saying that people should be excited about it. I'm saying that to me personally, I like that little thing where Pudding and Sanji were actually working on the cake because I like baking, because I actually bake. Like I'm really into it. So for me, it was like, oh, this is cool. Like they're using these particular ingredients. Yeah, but outside of that, I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is a 10 out of 10.
This is amazing because it's like,
Yeah,
come on, you know what I mean? It's
not
like,
a cooking manga.
yeah, you know, it ain't Shokugeki no Soma, which I love, you know, but people.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I feel like Oda focuses too much on the things that he's already done right with the series that he forgets that there's other things that he has to develop to make the series even greater than the point that it's already reached. Again, to that world, you know, when you're the world champion, start to get comfortable, start to gain a little pounds until you got that new challenger come in and, you know, rattle your chin a little bit. I mean, Oda, and at the very least, if Oda's not going to have a series that's competing with One Piece week to week, then the fans have to keep him accountable. Because I'm sure everybody here loves One Piece enough to keep the writer accountable so it becomes the greatest work as far as Shonen Jump is concerned. And obviously, if that is not your goal, then you're going to keep apologizing for the series and you're just going to ride the bandwagon till it breaks.
Yeah. Agreed, man. Oh man, I gotta check out what Mugiwara Matt B. I don't know if he's still streaming, but I gotta see what he talk. I gotta see what he's saying. I want to know because like I gotta see those opinions. You know, I'm not gonna ignore people or anything like that. Like why would I don't feel any sort of like disdain towards Matt B. Matt B's cool peoples. You know, so I want to hear what he has to say about the chapter. You know, I want to know why he likes it, and everything like that. Not why he likes it, but why he thinks it was like critically like great chapter. Yeah, I want to hear that. He's not streaming. He's not streaming anymore. I think Yo, Tom, what's good, man? You say he's not streaming, or he ended the stream?
Yeah, he's still live from what I can see, man. Let me go ahead and double check.
Okay.
No, it just ended, dude. It just ended.
All right, I'm gonna watch that video later, but that's fine. It's not a big deal.
Got you.
So what I'm gonna do? Let me see. Yeah, I mean, again, like what Jordan Williams says, it's like that, and I think that's like probably the biggest thing for me. It's like the plot for One Piece, like moving forward, like towards that goal. Like these like I want to see them. I want to see these characters go towards their dreams. Like what happened to those dreams? That's the thing for me, right? Because like even up to like certain points, right, in the New World, we still like Zoro was still being like, yo, I gotta be the greatest swordsman. I gotta fight these people. I gotta make sure that my blade does not get cut. You know what I mean? Like it's like right, like Usopp, like moving up a level in terms of like being like the greatest sort of like sniper / hero figure / whatever. And like there were still things. There were still these characters were still doing things to move forward. Right now, it's like it feels like the story is like stalled. And I understand that I'm not saying that like stories don't have the like Oda doesn't have the right to chill in a certain place for a certain amount of time for a certain like number of chapters or whatever. But it's just like that One Piece feel that like yo, I want to root for these characters. I want to do all these things. Like I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it here. A
lot of people slept on Skypiea, but I think Skypiea, as far as structure, was an amazing arc.
Skypiea was great. Yeah.
Like I just wish Whole Cake Island it doesn't have a sense of danger.
Yep.
And I do have like a couple more cop outs coming out on the channel for Oda. So definitely, if you care about cop outs, look at those.
Yeah, I mean, I want people to come through to that stream on Saturday. We're gonna be talking about a whole bunch of stuff. You're gonna be talking, and mainly I think we're gonna stick to New World stuff because I think if we start talking about all of One Piece, it's gonna be a little too long. But I think the most like egregious stuff is coming out of like post time skip. So Absolutely. I think if we focus on that, I think that like the stream will be a bit better. People will have more to talk about. You gonna come through to that? You gonna come through to that, Shay?
Yeah, I'll probably stop in definitely because I like stopping on the stream. It's definitely going to be on the Kingdom stream, so I'll be here.
Right, so I'm in that coalition greatness right now, man. I just kind of started that. I just got hyped.
Spoilers. I'm still at 150.
Dude.
Oh no, that's like. I just said
that's
one word, but you're not gonna know nothing about it, nothing about nothing. All right, so don't worry about it. I'm not gonna say nothing about it no more. I'm not gonna say nothing
The
about it.
thing I have been spoiled on is at some point I've been told there's gonna be a bod, like a rainbow of bodies, and I'm kind of excited to see that. See what's up with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yes.
But all right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end the stream now. It is 8:50 where I am. I gotta make sure get ready. Bedtime.
Right?
yeah. I mean, I've been subbing for a week at this one school. So I've basically been taking over the class for that. It's been so that's been pretty cool. But it's like it's work, man. So all right,
congrats, man.
What happened?
Congrats.
Nah, thank you, man. And, gotta move forward. It's like I love doing the streams. I love doing this channel. I love meeting people, talking to y'all. This is like awesome, and I'm not gonna stop doing this until like somebody makes me stop doing it or whatever, or I die or whatever. But when I have kids, you know what I mean. You got to take a break, blah blah blah. But yeah, man. Life is good right now, man. I'm moving forward. I got my sub teaching. I got my sub teaching stuff. Like that's really fun. I tutor on the side. That's fun. This YouTube thing is giving me life. So I'm happy.
Dope,
hey, and it's only gonna get bigger, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thanks to both of y'all. All right.
Keep rolling.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Shouts out to everybody who came through. Y'all know who you are, man. I mean, pretty much everybody in the live chat. Y'all know who you are. Like, y'all are awesome. Special shout out to Tom San, the PR agent of this community. Tom San is like GOAT level. You know what I mean? He's just grinding. He's doing his own channel stuff, and he's still putting stuff out for people, making sure everybody else, out there sees our content and everything like that. Can't say enough about you, Tom. Love you.
Time to go.
Yep. All right. So, all right. I'm gonna end the stream now. All right. Black Manga Critic. This is super cool, and I'm out.